Pico vs Quest 2, all you need to know. Pico declared its modern Pico 4 VR headset, which gave us an in-depth peek at how this VR headset will challenge other outstanding equipment like the Meta Quest 2. Do you know which one is better? In this video, we are going to compare the new Pico and its rival Quest 2. Therefore, to get all the details, make sure you subscribe to my channel and keep watching this video till the end. Here we begin. Now that the Pico 4 has been launched, this became the first VR headset to question market chief Meta Quest 2. The VR market has been in strong hands for almost 2 years. It is known to all that the Meta Quest 2 gives beginner-friendly virtual reality at an indomitable rate and rapidly accumulated a quasi-monopoly. But things changed with the upcoming Pico 4, the first VR headset that questions the standpoint. It operates standalone and gives well-known VR games. It might surprise you, but it costs less than a Meta Quest 2, although it has somewhat better hardware than a Meta Quest 2. TikTok Guardian and Meta opponent ByteDance obtained Pico in the summer of 2021. Now, it seems the proprietor of the fastest growing social network is presently ambushing Meta in the virtual reality arena by subsidizing the technology and pricing its merchandise just like Meta's. Now that Pico auctioned its VR products primarily to enterprises and Chinese customers before the acquisition, you will find the corporation is now propelling into the West under the leadership of ByteDance. The first market test was done with the Pico Neo 3 Link. And there were already several rumors about it. Pico finally officially disclosed the Pico 4 this year in September, and this was the first time. As a result, Western customers have an option between two accessible standalone headsets, Pico 4 and Meta Quest 2. Although the Pico 4 utilizes modern VR technologies in a few regions, it is not an immediate rivalry with Meta's new Quest Pro VR headset that will be launched soon. However, the Pico 4 will certainly follow later and is better competent for that. But now the main question arises, what makes Pico 4 become a rival for Quest 2? Now, we will discuss it and the performance of Pico 4, which makes it different from Quest 2. In terms of performance, both pieces of equipment are prepared with the Snapdragon XR2, which is the new principal chip for standalone VR headsets. Still, the Pico 4 has 8GB of functioning memory rather than the 6GB present in the Quest 2, but this is not a large difference. If we talk about the resolution for both of them, you will find that the two 2.56-inch LC displays have a narrowly elevated resolution of 2160 by 2160 pixels, rather than the Meta Quest 2's solitary screen, which is 1920 by 1832 pixels. Now, if we see the refresh rates, you will find that the aided refresh rates are 72 and 90 Hz respectively. In addition, this headset is certified for short blue light and therefore proposes an eye-friendly gaming experience. If you compare the lenses of the Pico 4 and Quest 2, the main conflict between Quest 2 and Pico 4 is that Pico 4 utilizes the pancake lenses. These enable a much slimmer shape factor and is much lighter weight than the Meta Quest 2, which utilizes classic Fresnel lenses. Quest Pro will also utilize pancake lenses. According to Pico, the field view is around 105 degrees. However, because of the vicinity of the pancake lenses to the user's eyes, the field of view seems bigger than the degree figure implies, as our initial hands-on implies. You will find that the Quest 2 only gives 3 levels, but if you look at Pico 4, it can continuously modify the lens extended. Furthermore, the headset aids in IPD, which ranges from 62 to 72 millimeters, and this facilitates many things. For example, if you wear glasses, you can still utilize the included headset spacer to safeguard the lenses adequately. Still, normal eyeglass frames equip underneath without any difficulties. Now, let's talk about the weight of Pico 4. We can express our gratitude to the battery, which is present on the back, and Pancake Optics. The Pico 4's casing weighs just 295 grams. With the head mount, it weighs a total of 568 grams according to the manufacturer. In addition, the head mount is sturdier and higher quality than the simple fabric strap of the Meta Quest 2, and offers an adjustable strap with non-slip synthetic leather. On the other hand, the Quest Pro will furthermore have a durable head mount, and this is according to the first leaks, but you will see the durable head mount changes the weight of the VR headset in addition to the upper half of the forehead. If you look at the head mount of Pico, you will notice that little has altered in the head mount of Pico's predecessors. The shorter weight attains extra solace, but the head mount does not avail this, and it does not alter the back of the head and never accommodates tightly. If you extend the head mount, it sits nicely, but then arrives at the expenditure of solace. Now, we will talk about Pico 4's battery. The battery gives a potential of 5300 mAh and is presumed to operate for up to 3 hours at a span. And this is quite comparable with the Quest 2 that can operate from 2 to 3 hours. Moreover, the battery favors Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 and therefore can be recharged very quickly. Now, the question arises, does Pico propose a pass-through mode? You will find that just like Meta Quest 2, Pico 4 also has 4 cameras which are used for room tracking. Moreover, a 16 megapixel RGB camera is incorporated into the front, which facilitates a pointed RGB pass-through aspect. Whereas in the case of the Meta Quest 2, you will find it only delivers poor quality black and white pass-through. Still, the Quest Pro will give a color camera along with a color pass-through. You must be thinking about the features of Pico 4 controllers that they offer, but don't worry because I have covered this too in this video. You will find that just like the VR headset, the VR controller has been further redesigned and is more gorgeous than the Pico Neo 3 Link. Also, the tracking rings now operate diagonally to the wrist rather than bulging from the grip. This allows us to fetch the controllers nearer together without using the tracking rings. Pico also guarantees a more practical haptic experience, and all the credits go to a modern HyperSense motor. To our surprise, only 2 replaceable batteries power the controllers. The input choices are nearly identical, just like Meta's touch controllers. Moreover, each of these controllers has an analog stick, a grab button, 2 main buttons, and a trigger button. The Pico controllers each have 2 system buttons. Of these 2, 1 button is used for screenshots. Quest 2 proprietors will necessarily crash Oculus touch controllers into one another in some cases because of how broad they are. On the other hand, Pico controller rollers have a one-piece rotating arc column that has an IR detector above your hands, rather than in front of them, and the controllers are extremely narrow so they won't strike when playing games in the points where your hands should come together. What do you think of these two? Let us know which one you find the best in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe for more.